Oh yeah, Craig Metrowich with Cobus Wilmans, and we are live on Facebook Live here in Cape Town, South Africa on a stunning, beautiful day for Video Celebrity News. We're going to be talking about indulgent experiences that are going to be shared with Cobus, talking about entrepreneurship and his experience doing copywriting, online marketing, etc. Cobus, thanks for your time, and let's share with the audience, what are your experiences? Let's start with the first question. Entrepreneurship, is it maklik of nie?
Hey Craig, jong, dis baie maklik. As if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, then one should just follow your dreams and do whatever you enjoy in life. And yeah, if you enjoy what you do, as they say, you will never work a day in your life.
In other words, you got to go for it, eh? Once you decide entrepreneurship is the route for you, you need to go for it.
Absolutely. So find something, a niche product that you really enjoy doing and that people would enjoy following and learning about, and just do it.
So what's great about him, he shared his authentic stuff. You can go and follow him as your part of your commercial. Where can people follow your stuff? This is your 2-second commercial.
Well, just go to www.indulgent.co.za. That takes you to my website, and from there on the homepage you will be able to link to my magazine.
So he's created an online magazine. We've known each other as acquaintances for quite a few years, and I've really admired him for like not giving up on your dream, because that's the most difficult part about entrepreneurship, eh?
Absolutely.
He's hanging in there till you see like there's a following, there's subscribers, and people buy into your, your vision.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What is your skills and talents? In other words, what would I need to have if I'm watching this as a recommendation to get this thing going of doing an online magazine?
Well, first of all, you should have a love for writing. Be a good editor, because when you start out, then you basically have to do all the editing yourself. And yeah, it takes a couple of times to edit and re-edit. So yes, and you must have a love for travel. In my case,
a love for travel.
Yes.
Oh, this doesn't sound like work. Is that the work part, or is that the fun part?
As I said, if you love what you do, then you won't work a day in your life.
I love it.
Yeah, if you enjoy interior design or fashion, and you're good at with a gab, and you can put something out there that people enjoy reading, then yeah, anybody can do it.
I love that encouragement. So listen, you got fans already online. Joanne, thank you. Paul's online. Brian, a regular. Great supporters. Thank you for joining us. If the signal is good, we need a love and a wow. This is live, Facebook Live. Craig Metrowich sharing with you good news about South Africa, Cape Town, sharing the ordinary becoming extraordinary, sharing talents. And I got Cobus with me right now, and he's got a magazine called Indulgent, and I've seen your content. You've got a very, very good eye for exciting, creative, luxury and opulence. Dis ja of nee, is ek reg?
Ja, baie reg.
And how do you fine-tune your talent? So how do you research? How do you investigate? How do you become better? So the question is, how do you lift your game?
Well, basically, when I write something, I do a lot of research, and then I would sometimes rewrite an article 3 or 4 times, because every time I read it, I see that it's not got perfect, and that's where being a perfectionist is also not so good in a way, because you always find mistakes, but eventually you have to say to yourself, this article is now perfect, so just publish it and do it.
So here's something that I've also learned, hey? Before you post anything on social media, read it 3-4 times. It doesn't matter who you are, by the way, before you share it. I mean, if I look at some of the negative, disgusting, hateful comments that are shared across social media to do with whatever, politics, crime, corruption, and listen, I'm not denying the truth, there's some real stuff. But what really scares me is how people will post something and not even think about reading it. In other words, when you're posting on social media, be it Facebook, Instagram, etc., you're almost posting on the front page of your own newspaper. Would you post some of those comments if you were paying, let's say, 150,000 Rand to publish something on the front page of a newspaper? The answer is no. You think about it just like you have.
Yep.
You'd go through the copy 3, 4, 5 times. You'd look at every word. You'd look at the sentence. And then you would post it. And so that's my shout out to everybody on social media. Please never post anything without truly reading it a few times and then posting it. Because like you've rightfully said, as a professional in your game, even you would go 4 or 5 times before sharing it.
Absolutely. And you have to, everybody knows that you should publish something that is not going to offend the masses out there. And whether it's your average person in the street or people that...
Or professor, for example, would have a different view on the content.
Yeah. So everybody's got a different viewpoint of life. And it's so easy to offend people. And as you say, people post things on Facebook. And if you look at, firstly, the way they write, I mean, I always pick that up first.
The context, in other words, the context is very different for each person reading it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's amazing how many, even print publications, put things out there that's actually full of grammatical errors. And people online, they don't post things that, as I said, I'm a perfectionist, so maybe it's not that important to everybody. And on social media, it's also more acceptable to make typos and things like that. But if you want to publish a professional publication that looks good, then you have to be on top of your game and just make sure there's no typos or grammatical errors.
Okay, so here's what's interesting, right? Is what makes it fascinating, your journey, is you took your past skills, or let's say doing copy and hard copy and the traditional writing, then took it digital. And your X factor, me getting to understand you for my audience, is the fact that you've got, funny enough, that attention to detail. So I couldn't do copy as well as you because I battle with that attention to detail. I mean, if my spell check doesn't pick it up, I reread it and I think, well, it looks like her. And the tradition between American spelling, an example, color versus color, the way it's spelled, American versus Oxford British. What do you use? That's my question. What would you recommend we use for our grammar and a spell check in your copy?
Well, I personally like to use English grammar, British English, that is.
Okay.
I think that's the sort of the...
Tomato versus tomato.
Yes, absolutely.
American versus British English.
Absolutely. So yes, use the right English. It also depends on your market. If you're catering for the American market, of course, then you have to use American English. But in general, most people, I would say, use British English.
Cobus, what has been one of the highs on this journey? So, hey, you know, Craig, I went to one of the, let's say, top billing venues. It was on TV. It was a dream for me to go to that hotel. It was luxurious. What was, like, to date, one of the highs when you actually sat there writing something for your magazine and you went, this is not just Indulgent, this is a phenomenal experience?
Yeah. I think my best experience was being at the Hotel Scribe in Paris.
Paris! Hey! Was it romantic or was it work?
It was actually romantic. It wasn't work. It's one of the few times that I wasn't working on my laptop. So yes, I still have to do something on that hotel, but it's one of the most phenomenal hotels I've ever been to.
So that probably felt like a surreal moment. Like you, I'll give you an example. I windsurf, kite surf, jet ski. I love the ocean. We are, let's just show everybody where we're at. And he said, where are we doing this filming? I said, where I feel comfortable in a home, which is down here by the sea. I also like the noisiness of the sea in the background. It's more predictable than dogs and cats and kids screaming. And we've got a few here down at the beach anyway. And but my point being is, yeah, when I went to Hawaii, that was a surreal moment. Literally sitting there and thinking, wow, I'm actually, yeah, I'm at Waimea, I'm at Hokipa, I'm at Diamond Head. Yeah. So your surreal moment was being in Paris and, you know, that experience. Where in South Africa have you had a similar experience that you thought, this is like a phenomenal place to be?
I think a place where I always have good experiences is Franschhoek. And a couple of years ago,
but that's the wine, that doesn't qualify.
And the food, of course.
No, the food and wine in Franschhoek are phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, in Franschhoek I always have surreal experiences, whether I just go for the day, go scouting around the town and look for great spots to do photography. My experience there is always good. So whether I'm in a 5-star hotel or just out amongst the vineyards, it's always good.
Yes. And then digital creative, where do you see the market going? I'm heading towards the wrap up, so I want to get some content for people watching social media, thinking about doing a publication digital. If you just joined us, this is for Video Celebrity News. It's Craig Metrowich and Cobus talking about Indulgent, which is his online magazine, but more around his talents and skills. So my question is, social media, digital, some tips and advice. Have you got any tools that you use that have fine-tuned your art?
Basically, you have to be totally aware of your markets and what social media platforms they use. A lot of companies out there would post more on Facebook and Instagram because that's more suitable to the market. But definitely, a lot of people out there still I personally like a print publication, because I just love the feel of magazines and the stock of the paper. But a lot of people don't have time to go out and buy print magazines. So yeah, definitely digital and is the way to go.
And not only, you know, it's unlimited creativity with digital. I mean, that's what I like about it. Is the positive is you can take a picture that the lighting is not too great,
yeah,
and with the right filters and the right technology, you can then, you know, really tweak it. You can get the sunset right, as an example. My question is, are you pro using digital manipulation for copy or not? What do you prefer? The real deal photo?
I like the real deal, and that's why I like using high quality images. I mean, you can manipulate any image to anything that you want. So you can take a landscape and put snow in it. So
yeah, you can take a desert and put snow in it now.
Yeah, you can't really believe what you see on digital media anymore, because it's so easily manipulated. And I find a lot of filters, if you put too many filters on a photograph, I mean, it changes the whole feel.
And let's talk colors. Have you, is there any advice you can give us when people are doing any social media stuff digital? Is there any strategy you have for knowing, because I battle with colors, I mean, I'm bright, I know that, and I'm highly energetic.
Yes.
And I'll be, you know, my marketing definitely is over the top, I know that. It has also created my own style.
Yeah.
So by accident, I created a style. So my clients will tell me, Craigie, oh man, on a Monday morning, if I watch your marketing, I'm going to get a headache because it's bright, okay?
Yes.
But at the same time, that also gives them my style. So
Absolutely.
you either will love it or you hate it. I don't have an in-between style.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the question, is colors. How do you know what type of colors work? What is your thinking around that?
I think it's instinctively. It's
So
yeah.
I'm doomed, thanks, eh? Instinctively he's got creativity and he understands colors.
Absolutely, I'm just lucky that way, and I don't know, it works for me as your colors work for you. But sometimes I would also wear very bright colors. It just depends on my mood as well, and I think that also comes through in my publication. It depends on my mood and the way I feel, and that will determine the way my publication looks for that issue.
All right, so we're going to head towards wrap up. Let me grab this mic. Okay, we're going to show you why everybody loves Cape Town. Let's turn around. We'll get these tourists in the background, okay?
Yeah.
I want them to hear what we're doing, okay? You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
I see their colors are right. I see they're wearing pink, etc. Right, let's just get them in the back. And we're allowed to, by the way, this is a public space. If you don't know, in public spaces, you're allowed to film. We're always aware of that. Corvus, one more question, then we're going to wrap up. Well, first statement from me. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your expertise. All the best with your magazine. I want it to go global, eh? You know what I'm saying? I mean, why
Absolutely.
not? Take on Oprah
Yeah.
magazine, why not? And local is lekker. Shout out to the audience on entrepreneurship. Give us some inspirational words to keep us going in tough times. How do you get through the tough times?
Just persevere, and whatever you do, don't give up. I mean, if it's something you really love and enjoy doing, do it all the time, and don't ever let it lack, and eventually it'll work and people will see you out there.
All right, so this is Craig Metrowich for Video Celebrity News and Quibber. Say your surnames, they all get it right.
Volmans.
It sounds like Woolman, am I right?
That's correct.
And this has been the Good News channel. To all the people online, thanks for joining us. We want to share the good news of South Africa, and most importantly also share the talented people of South Africa, and share, you know, some positivity, because let's share with you what we're experiencing, which are tourists. Wait with me, there we go. You're alive on Facebook Live. Kobus, come into the background and
hello.
say hi to everybody. Where are you from, sir?
Oh, no, yes.
English not good.
No,
And so it's simple. Cape Town, love it. Is it good, Cape Town?
China. Yeah, well, Cape Town. Yeah, well, yes.
So how's
very
that? I
good.
translate for you. Cape Town, yes, which means he's from China, am I right?
Yes.
China, where in China?
We're in China, Beijing. Yes.
Okay, so there we go. Right here, live on the beach. Tourist from China. And he loves this place. Everything, I mean, his only word is yes. Kobus, wrap up for all our audience. Video celebrity news. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is, I think I've done, this is probably the 96th live interview. You've been
Wow.
a star, yeah, wow. On copy, colors you've taught us about. Don't share anything without checking it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
That's what you've taught us. And you've also taught us that, you know, some of us have got an intrinsic gift and talent, and you managing to use it, eh?
Absolutely. But it's what I love. I love doing it, and no, I don't care if I'm just doing it for myself, but I love doing it. And there you go.
All right, that's going to be a wrap. The Good News Show, Video Celebrity News, Craig Metrowich. Have fun. Summer's almost here. Come and join us here in Cape Town, South Africa, where guess what? Not a single politician's on the beach, so it's always happy here. That's a wrap.